It's Lowkey, and I say I am Mr. Super Facts. Tonight we're going to be talking about Greek fraternities and the entities or deities that the frats and the Soros are voluntarily or involuntarily worshiping. And then also I wanted to play this video where this guy pretty much breaks down the connection between Asar, Osiris, and and baby Jesus, man. So tonight we're gonna have a little movie night. Get your popcorn, get your Hennessy, roll something, smoke something. We're gonna have, we're just gonna we're gonna learn something tonight. This video will be available on my Patreon. You can't for some reason you're not allowed to talk about real shit. You know what I mean? You're only allowed to talk about distractions on the world. So this video is gonna be available on my Patreon, patreon.com/lowkeyt. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, and we're gonna get to it. Once again, the only thing that I really say is, if you don't, like, you don't have to believe none of this information. Go do your own research. I don't trust anybody that's telling people how to think. If you don't believe this, go do your own research. And if you choose not to do your own research, then that proves that you're a victim or a slave to cognitive dissonance. You don't want to do no research. You don't want to find out any information that might challenge your belief system. So if that's who you are, then what makes you separate or different from the sheep? What makes you different from the walking dead, the zombies out here? If you're not willing to challenge your own beliefs, you know what I'm saying, with information. So I'm gonna shut the fuck up and we're gonna listen to this video. Oh wow, I was muted this whole time. So this guy pretty much shows the connection between the Egyptian god Asar, which originally comes from Kemet, Osiris, and present day baby Jesus. Okay.
Videos on how to create a magical amulet or statue, how to perform a ritual, how to invoke spirits, and so on. So it's really good teachings. So let's go into this and talk about who is the Egyptian god Osir or Osiris, as the Greeks called him. This deity is one of the most important deities of history, or of even the ancient Kemetic people, as it expands even more and goes into other cultures. When you are reading the Bible and you are a Christian and a follower of Jesus Christ, you should know that the story of Jesus is a plagiarized version of Asar, and this comes directly out of the Assyrian drama, or the story of Asar and Set and their holy trinity.
I'm gonna play that back. But this is what people need to understand. The story of Jesus was plagiarized, and the most logical evidence of that is there were civilizations that came before him that already had established stories or mythological tales that were already similar to his story. Okay? And I say this respectfully. Jesus is on the story of Jesus is on the P. Diddy side of the game. Okay? That shit is a remix, nigga. Respectfully. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the niggas that lied to you.
People, as it expands even more and goes into other cultures. When you are reading the Bible and you are a Christian and a follower of Jesus Christ, you should know that the story of Jesus is a plagiarized version of Asar. And this comes out of the Assyrian drama or the story of Asar and Aset and their holy trinity. And you will find many parallels um, in the story of Asar and Aset with the Bible, the story of Mary and Jesus. So, in fact, his wife, Isis or Aset, had an immaculate conception and gave birth to Haru, which is baby Jesus. So let's read a little bit about Oser, and then I will go into a deep dive, expansive talk about it. And I could write volumes on this one deity or talk for hours on him because he's of that much importance. Let's see what it says here. Osiris was the god of the dead and vegetation. He is also called in various names and spellings such as User, Oser, Asar, and usually referred as god of the afterlife. Osiris is one of the oldest gods of all the Egyptian gods. He is just not the ruler of the underworld, but also the god of resurrection into eternal life, protector, inundation, and vegetation. Osiris' appearance portrayed a man wearing a tall crown, white crown with red feathers at both sides of the crown, and his body wrapped in a white mummy wrappings. His, his skin is green or black in color, symbolizes resurrection and fertility, flooding of the Nile River. He holds the crook and flail, which signifies divine authority. He was represented as a mummified king. All right. According to the myth, Osiris is the son of Nut, sky goddess, and Geb, earth god, brother of Set and Nephis. He is also the brother and husband of Isis and the father of Horus and Anubis. He was the king of Egypt until he was murdered by his jealous brother Set. Osiris was resurrected and made to live again, but he could no longer dwell in the land of the living. He then became the lord of the dead in the underworld. His death was avenged by his son Horus, who defeated Seth and cast him out into the desert. Osiris was the most widely worshipped god throughout Egypt, and his cult temple was built at Abydos. Throughout Egyptian history, there were a lot of prayers. One prayers was done for Osiris, hopes to get his blessings in entering the afterlife. There are several festivals during the year were held in Egypt in celebration of Osiris. Now, I've mentioned before in talking about the Egyptian gods that the stories you'll read are not just these superficial stories of things that happened and transpired. There is a depth and breadth to what's going on here because the Egyptians love puns. They love stories within stories within stories. So there is really a wealth of knowledge that you can glean from this. There's so much going on in terms of Osiris' interaction with Osiris. Osiris' interaction with Isis, his interaction with Set and Horus. The Egyptian people were so masterful in the way they crafted stories, and that their stories were based on astrotheology, understanding of the solar system and the stars. So you're just not reading something that is about a religious or mythical figure. You're reading principles that govern the universe and also govern your life. So when you read the Osirian drama and you read how Osir and Isis gave birth to Haru,
If the story of Jesus was some bullshit, press one.
and Haru went on to avenge his father's death and conquer and defeat Seth and ascended to the throne in Egypt. There is a lot going on there that you're, because we're trained in a Western left brain society, are not privy to, because you're not trained to look beneath the surface and to see cosmology or relationship thinking, which is a right brain tendency. You're thinking left brain, which tends to see things black and white, superficial, surface. So one of the things that we have to understand is that the Egyptian people codified the idea of the spirit or let's say consciousness of who you truly are as Osir, because God needed experience. In order for God to have experience, God placed his consciousness within you, in the depths of who you are, okay? Because the body is a shell, it's a casing for consciousness, who you are. This was symbolized by Osir. Hence is why we call Osir the indwelling intelligence, or the God that exists in the underworld. And the underworld is an analogy for the consciousness existing inside of you, or deep within the recesses of the subconscious mind, is where you'll find your true self. And when you, as what Haru did, ascended to the throne by defeating Set, you then resurrect your true self. And who is your true self? It's Osir. How do you resurrect Osir? As in Jesus, the resurrection. You resurrect Osir by defeating the animal spirit, Set, the instincts within you. And when you do that, Osir rises, he's resurrected. So you can see these analogies and how these things relate. And the Egyptians also had a very good understanding of the brain, the neocortex, the mammalian brain, the reptilian brain. They knew that in order for us to become divine beings and to realize our divinity, we had to rise above the mammalian and reptilian brain to rise up, to resurrect to the neocortex. And that was the story of Haru, as in Joseph Campbell's story of the hero's journey. So these things tie into one another and give us profound information on the makeup of who we are and how the universe works. You see, when the sun rises in the east, the sun rises, that is God, the sun rising, resurrecting from the dead. Because when the sun sets every day, every night, it goes into the underworld. But the sun resurrects the next day. It rises. This hence is why we got the story of Jesus and the resurrection. So all of this comes out of the mythology that the ancient Kemetic people or Egyptian people put together. And you'll see that Osir is mummified. This is because in order for you to realize your divinity, you must be impartial. You must not allow your emotional impulses to control you. You must be like the mummy. Hence is why Osir is known as the judge in the underworld, because only someone who is moved beyond the influence of emotions can be a true judge of your character and judge of who you are, because they cannot be swayed by emotional arguments or attachments. Because when you are detached, you become impartial.
And for like the longest time, that's what I felt like this whole whatever the fuck this bullshit wasted time is. That's what I always felt like that's what this whole thing is about. This whole simulation journey, whatever the fuck bullshit ass wasted time I'm experiencing right now. I was put here to learn how to master my emotions. I've learned how to do that. I could turn my emotions on and off like a light switch. You know what I'm saying? I could be on some motherfucking when we ride on our enemies. You know what I'm saying? I could be hanging out the window with the chopper, or I could just be like, nigga, I don't feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? On the Novocaine side of the game. You know what I'm saying? That's just my philosophy down here. I don't see any other reason to be in this fucking torture chamber you call planet Earth other than to master your chakras and your emotions, and you go within and you reconnect with your soul and you master your emotions. Other than that, I don't see no other reason to be here. In my personal opinion. Okay, you wake up. Okay, we're slaves to our vessel, right? So okay, we wake up, you gotta eat. If you don't eat, you're gonna die. You gotta drink. If you don't drink, you're gonna die. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Niggas get horny. If you don't fuck, you're gonna die. No, some niggas gotta fuck. Anyway, pause. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like everything is just a waste of time. We're just killing time. That's all we're doing. Okay, we hang out with bitches or whatever. Girls hang out with dudes. Okay, we buy clothes, we buy cars. Okay, we go to work. Okay, we watching TV. Okay, we go to the gym. All we're doing is killing time. That's all we're doing our whole lives is killing time. So the only logical sense I can make out of this experience is I was put here. My spirit is trapped in this fucking vessel, and I was just put here to, you know what I'm saying, um, master my emotions and hopefully not come the fuck back here. This shit is lame. This dimension is for lames, my nigga. Look at who. All you got to do is look at who's winning. This dimension is for lames. This dimension caters to niggas who like shit on they dick.
This is why Osir is a great judge. And the mouthpiece of Osir is Tahuti, or Thoth, god of wisdom. And we can talk about him in another video. But what I want you to understand, and if you look at the crown of Osir, which is the crown of Lower and Upper Egypt, that he united Lower and Upper Egypt together, which also is analogous to uniting the left and right hemispheres of the brain to make you whole. Because when you're functioning,
India had a whole birthday. She ain't bring nobody no cake. She ain't bring nobody no yellow cake. Trifling. She ain't bring nobody a plate. She ain't mail Lowkey no hog maw. No chitlins. Nothing, nigga. It's movie night with Lowkey. We're gonna start doing this. Listen to what this man is saying, man.
out of one part of the brain, you're polarized in left brain or right brain thinking, you're not whole. And therefore, you cannot realize your divinity. So, again, there is more I can go into, but it would take so much time. Wallace Budge, you can read some of his books, and he talks about Osir or Osiris in his books. But this is a prolific, very important deity that you must study, because this deity is who you truly are. It is the realization of yourself. Hence why you must resurrect Osir within you in order for you to be God-man and God-woman. This is Kasank Ma Keperu, son of Ma'at and Tahuti. My aunt is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Until my next video, Amun Ra.
Man, that shit was fast as hell. All right, we got another one. Hold on, y'all. That's not it. I think it's this one. All right.
reflecting people's respect and adoration for this object. And it is simple to understand why, as every morning the sun would rise, bringing vision, warmth, and security, saving man from the cold, blind, predator-filled darkness of night. Without it, the cultures understood the crops would not grow and life on the planet would not survive. These realities made the sun the most adorned object of all time. Likewise, they were also very aware of the stars. The tracking of the stars allowed them to recognize and anticipate events which occurred over long periods of time, such as eclipses and full moons. They in turn cataloged celestial groups into what we know today as constellations. This is the cross of the zodiac, one of the oldest conceptual images in human history. It reflects the sun as it figuratively passes through the 12 major constellations over the course of a year. It also reflects the 12 months of the year, the 4 seasons, and the solstices and equinoxes. The term zodiac relates to the fact that constellations were
All right, correct me if I'm wrong. But if you translate the word Holy Bible, it translates into Sun Book. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm finna Google it. But when you translate the words Holy Bible, it translates into Sun Book. So I ain't on that whole sun worship shit. I ain't on that Illuminati shit. But I would if we saying logically, just logically, I would believe that when they talk about the only begotten son, when they talk about God's son, I logically like, yeah, they got to be talking about the sun in the fucking sky. The sun get resurrected every fucking day. Niggas is waiting for a furry haired nigga with some Sean Cletus, some prehistoric Sean Cletus to save your soul. If you don't miss me with that bullshit, brush one.
Amorphized or personified as figures or animals. In other words, the early civilizations did not just follow the sun and stars, they personified them with elaborate myths involving their movements and relationships. The sun, with its life-giving and saving qualities, was personified as a representative of the unseen creator or God, God's son, the light of the world, the savior of humankind. Likewise, the 12 constellations represented places of travel for God's son, and were identified by names, usually representing elements of nature that happened during that period of time. For example, Aquarius, the water bearer, who brings the spring rains. This is Horus. He is the sun god of Egypt of around 3000 BC. He is the sun, anthropomorphized, and his life is a series of allegorical myths involving the sun's movement in the sky. From the ancient hieroglyphics in Egypt, we know much about the solar messiah. For instance, Horus, being the sun or the light, had an enemy known as Set, and Set was the personification of the darkness or night. And, metaphorically speaking, every morning Horus would win the battle against Set, while in the evening Set would conquer Horus and send him into the underworld. It is important to note that dark versus light, or good versus evil, is one of the most ubiquitous mythological dualities ever known, and is still expressed on many levels to this day. Broadly speaking, the story of Horus is as follows. Horus was born on December 25th of the Virgin Isis Mary. His birth was accompanied by a star.
Are you fucking kidding me? The nigga was born on December. Hi, Lowkey. Come on, man. The nigga was born on Christmas. Which one? Of a virgin. Which one? Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't believe in coincidences, man.
Are in the east, which in turn 3 kings followed to locate and adorn the newborn savior. At the age of 12, he was a prodigal child teacher. At the age of 30, he was baptized by a figure known as Anup, and thus began his ministry. Horus had 12 disciples he traveled about with.
Horus had 12 disciples. 12 disciples, just like 12 months in a year, right? Just like 12 months in a year, right? And shout out my man John Hardy. He was telling me pretty much that the disciples represent, you know what I'm saying? The disciples represent you know what I'm saying? It's astrological. I'm sorry. I can't get over the fact that people believe that a physical human being is just gonna fall out the sky. You know what I'm saying? And be on some Clark Kent shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this shit is crazy. I can't get over that shit. Niggas watch too many movies.
Such as healing the sick and walking on water. Horus was known by many gestural names such as the Truth, the Light, God's Anointed Son, the Good Shepherd, the Lamb of God, and many others. After being betrayed by Typhon, Horus was crucified, buried for 3 days, and thus resurrected. These attributes of Horus, whether original or not, seem to permeate in many cultures of the world, for many other gods are found to have the same general mythology.
This nigga said, "What exclusive shit comes with the 100 tier?" Well, with the 100 tier, I'll allow you to be my stepson. With the 100 tier, you just need to give me your mother OnlyFans information, and then I'm gonna be your stepdad.
Mythological structure. Attis of Phrygia, born of the Virgin Nana on December 25th, crucified, placed in a tomb, and after 3 days was resurrected. Krishna of India, born of the Virgin Devaki, with a star in the east signaling his coming. He performed miracles with his disciples, and upon his death was resurrected. Dionysius of Greece, born of a virgin on December 25th, was a traveling teacher who performed miracles such as turning water into wine. He was referred to as the King of Kings, God's only begotten Son, the Alpha and Omega, and many others. And upon his death, he was resurrected.
Same
Mithra
story.
of Persia,
Same
born of a virgin
story.
on December 25th. He had 12 disciples and performed miracles, and upon his death was buried for 3 days and thus resurrected. He was also referred to as the Truth, the Light, and many others.
The same story. Take that. The same story. Will be raping you. Pause. These motherfuckers are mentally raping you, man. The Illuminati is dying your mind. Shout out Hassan Campbell. These are all the same stories from Persia to Greece. Okay.
Interestingly, the sacred day of worship of Mithra was Sunday. The fact of the matter is, there are numerous saviors from different periods from all over the world which subscribe to these general characteristics. The question remains, why these attributes? Why the virgin birth on December 25th? Why dead for 3 days in the inevitable resurrection? Why 12 disciples or followers? To find out, let's examine the most recent of the solar messiahs. Jesus Christ was born of the Virgin Mary on December 25th in Bethlehem. His birth was announced by a star in the east, which 3 kings are...
Hey, yo, why that nigga Jesus look like an anorexic French Montana? Huh?
Magi
I ain't worried about
followed to
nothing.
locate and adorn
Nigga, I
a
ain't
new
worried about
savior.
nothing.
He was a child teacher at 12, and at the age of 30, he was baptized by John the Baptist.
That nigga Jesus wasn't worried about nothing. He knew he was coming back in 3 days. Fucking asshole.
And thus began his ministry. Jesus had 12 disciples, which he traveled about with, performing miracles such as healing the sick, walking on water, raising the dead. He was also known as the King of Kings, the Son of God, the Light of the World, the Alpha and Omega, the Lamb of God, and many, many others. After being betrayed by his disciple Judas and sold for 30 pieces of silver, he was crucified, placed in a tomb, and after 3 days was resurrected and ascended into heaven. First of all, the birth sequence is completely astrological. The star in the east is Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, which, on December 24th, aligns with the 3 brightest stars in Orion's belt. These 3...
Yo, I need y'all to listen to what this man is saying right now. I need y'all to listen to what this man is saying right now. Because if this nigga wrong, he going to hell.
bright stars in Orion's belt are called today what they were called in ancient times, the 3 kings. And the 3 kings and the brightest star, Sirius, all point to the place of the sunrise on December 25th. This is why the 3 kings follow the star in the east in order to locate the sunrise, the birth of the sun. The Virgin Mary is the constellation Virgo, also known as Virgo the Virgin. Virgo in Latin means virgin. The ancient glyph for Virgo is the altered M. This is why Mary, along with other virgin mothers, such as Adonis's mother Myra or Buddha's mother Maya, begin with an M. Virgo is also referred to as the house of bread, and the representation of Virgo is a virgin holding a sheaf of wheat. This house of bread and its symbol of wheat represents August and September, the time of harvest. In turn, Bethlehem, in fact, literally translates to house of bread. Bethlehem.
Think there was any hoes in Bethlehem, Nick? You think there was any Tatianas in Bethlehem? I Lowkey. You think it was any holy pussy around there that time?
Bethlehem is thus a reference to the constellation Virgo, a place in the sky, not on Earth. There's another very interesting phenomenon that occurs around December 25th, or the winter solstice. From the summer solstice to the winter solstice, the days become shorter and colder. And from the perspective of the northern hemisphere, the sun appears to move south and get smaller and more scarce. The shortening of the days and the expiration of the crops when approaching the winter solstice symbolize the process of death to the ancients. It was the death of the sun. And by December 22nd, the sun's demise was fully realized. For the sun, having moved south continually for 6 months, makes it to its lowest point in the sky. Here a curious thing occurs. The sun stops moving south, at least perceivably, for 3 days. And during this 3-day pause, the sun resides in the vicinity of the Southern Cross, or Crux, constellation. And after this time, on December 25th, the sun moves 1 degree, this time north, foreshadowing longer days, warmth, and spring. And thus it was said, the sun died on the cross, was dead for 3 days, only to be resurrected or born again.
Don DeMarco, shit like that. Come on, man. Now listen, I'll be honest. I didn't fact check nothing this nigga talking about. So this nigga could be capping out. This nigga could be super capping right now. I don't give a fuck enough about the story of Jesus to fact check, to be honest with you. But I do care enough to be objective. What are y'all thoughts on what this man is talking about? This is some astrological, you know what I'm saying? This is some different type of shit, man. They not teaching you that. It's a damn shame that you gotta go on YouTube just to get a different perspective. That you can't walk outside and have conversations with people and get a different perspective. You gotta go search. That's how you know we living in hell. You gotta go search for objectivity or alternative ideas. We living in a fucking giant echo earth chamber, dog. This shit is ridiculous, man.
This is why Jesus and numerous other sun gods share the crucifixion, 3-day death, and resurrection concept. It is the sun's transition period before it shifts its direction back into the northern hemisphere, bringing spring and thus salvation. However, they did not celebrate the resurrection of the sun until the spring equinox, or Easter. This is because at the spring equinox, the sun officially overpowers the evil darkness, as daytime thereafter becomes longer in duration than the night, and the revitalizing conditions of spring emerge. Now, probably the most obvious of all the astrological symbolism around Jesus regards the 12 disciples. They are
Yeah, this nigga about to get in his bag. He about to get in his bag. Hold on. Hold on. I already know what he about to say. I already know what he about to say. He about to get in his bag. Hold on.
simply the 12 constellations of the zodiac, which Jesus...
Come on, man. The 12 disciples equals the 12 constellations, my nigga. These wasn't no bitch ass niggas in real life.
being the sun, travels about with. In fact, the number 12 is replete throughout the Bible. This text has more to do with astrology than anything else. Coming back to the cross of the zodiac, the figurative life of the sun, this was not just an artistic expression or tool to track the sun's movement. It was also a pagan spiritual symbol, the shorthand of which looked like this. This is not a symbol of Christianity. It is a pagan adaptation of the cross of the...
That looked like some demonic shit, nigga. That look like some demonic shit, nigga. That look like some shit in The Conjuring. I'm scared, nigga. I'm sleeping with all my lights on tonight.
The zodiac. This is why Jesus in early occult art is always shown with his head on the cross, for Jesus is the...
I'm gonna tell you how dumb this story is, man. And I say this respectfully. Okay, so let me give you an if your best friend got murdered in a drive-by, right? Like on the don't be a menace or the menace to society side of the game. If your best friend was out on a Friday night and you was doing something else, but your friend was out in the street and somebody pulled up on him and just blew his fucking brains out, right? In the while he was driving in the driver's seat, and then they just drove off, nigga done. Brains just you know what I'm saying? Brains on the gusher side of the game, just everywhere. So after that's how your friend died or he was murdered, would you go out and get like a chain created, like a necklace created of the image of his brains getting blown out while he's in the driver's seat? Is that what you would do? Because that's the equivalent of these people walking around with Jesus on a cross. Just saying. How you honoring somebody? I just don't get it. But how you honoring somebody? How are you honoring Jesus wearing the symbol of him on a cross? The nigga's dead. The nigga, you know what I'm saying? That's how he died. How do you honor somebody showcasing how they died? Like I just said, would you go out and get a necklace made of the niggas, you know what I'm saying, on the slump side of the game with his brains blown out, you know what I'm saying, and a Honda Civic and shit? Make it make sense, man. I don't get that shit. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You could have picked anything. I don't know. I'm different, man. I feel like that's kind of disrespectful. Like every time, you know, I'm just saying for these niggas that believe in Jesus, every time we see Jesus, this nigga, you know what I'm saying? He hanging out. Get it?
Son, the Son of God, the light of the world, the risen Savior who will come again, as it does every morning, the glory of God who defends against the works of darkness as he is born again every morning and can be seen coming in the clouds up in heaven with his crown of thorns or sun rays. Now, of the many astronomical metaphors in the Bible, one of the most
I'm gonna tell you what Jesus is. The story of Jesus is what Nas did on that song called "I Gave You Power." It's just a metaphor, man. Now, if you go listen to that song, Nas, "I Gave You Power," if you listen to that song, you would think that nigga talking about a whole nother human being, nigga. You think this motherfucker talking about a whole nigga? You know what I'm saying? But then you realize he's talking about a gun. So that's all this shit is. It's a metaphor, man. That's all this story is. It's a fucking metaphor.
important has to do with the ages. Throughout the scriptures, there are numerous references to the age. In order to understand this, we need to be familiar with a phenomenon known as the precession of
One thing, I'm fucked up right now. Jesus is leaving all my text messages on red, nigga. I'm fucked to fuck it up right now. To fuck it up, mother sucker up. I'm fucked to fuck it up right now. Jesus literally pressing the fuck you button every time I call this nigga. Fuck this nigga, man.
the equinoxes. The ancient Egyptians, along with cultures long before them, recognized that approximately every 2150 years, the sunrise on the morning of the spring equinox would occur at a different sign of the zodiac. This has to do with a slow, angular wobble that the Earth maintains as it rotates on its axis. It is called a precession because the constellations go backwards rather than through the normal yearly cycle. The amount of time it takes for the precession to go through all 12 signs is roughly 25,765 years. This is also called the Great Year. And ancient societies were very aware of this, and they referred to each 2150-year period as an age. From 4300 BC to 2150 BC, it was the age of Taurus, the bull. From 2150 BC,
put some respect on that bull, man. Put some respect on that bull, man. That's me. That's Lowkey.
to 1 AD, it was the age of Aries, the ram. And from 1 AD to 2150,
I'll be honest, I don't fuck with Aries, man. I do not fuck with Aries, nigga. My mom was an Aries, man. I want to punch that bitch in the jaw so bad, man. Something wrong with Aries, man. Them motherfuckers, man. Them motherfuckers need anger management. Something wrong with Aries, man. I ain't never met a mentally stable Aries in my life. Something wrong with them niggas. Them niggas need Jesus.
AD, it is the age of Pisces, the age we are still in to this day. And
Pisces got good pussy. Pisces got good pussy. They got that wop.
Around 2150, we will enter the new age, the age of Aquarius. Now,
the last Aquarius bitch I knew, she had herpes. And I said, get the fuck away from me. That's not a cold sore. That's an infection that's never gonna go away.
The Bible reflects, broadly speaking, a symbolic movement through 3 ages, while 4
Hold on. That nigga said I'm an Aquarius. Aquarius bitches that I stand corrected. This bitch was trifling in a motherfucker, man. Let me stop snitching on myself.
foreshadowing a 4th.
I'm sorry, nigga. I hate Aquarius bitches, dog. I knew 2 Aquarius bitches in my life, and I wanted to fuck both of them up, man. I wanted stop telling on myself.
In the Old Testament, when Moses comes down Mount Sinai with the Ten Commandments, he is very upset to see his people worshiping a golden bull calf. In fact, he shattered the stone tablets and instructed his people to kill each other in order to purify themselves. Most biblical scholars will attribute this anger to the fact that the Israelites were worshiping a false idol or something to that effect. The reality is, the golden bull is Taurus the bull, and Moses represents the new age of Aries the ram. This is why Jews even today still blow the ram's horn. Moses represents the new age of Aries, and upon the new age, everyone must shed the old age. Other deities mark these transitions as well, such as Mithra, a pre-Christian god who kills the bull in the same symbology. Now Jesus is the figure who ushers in the age following Aries, the age of Pisces, or the two fish. Fish symbolism is very abundant in the New Testament.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, man. Shit. You ever just like, you ever had some pussy just slip out of your grasp? Have you ever had pussy just fall out of your hands? You just I was like, nigga, I hope in my next life I can fuck this bitch. In my next life, she was a stripping ass Pisces, nigga. Allegedly.
Jesus feeds 5,000 people with bread and 2 fish. When he begins his ministry walking along Galilee, he befriends 2 fishermen who follow him. And I think we have all seen the Jesus fish on the back of people's cars. Little do they know what it actually means. It is a pagan astrological symbol.
These motherfuckers don't know what shit mean, dog. These niggas don't know what shit mean, man. These motherfuckers, I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know what the word pagan mean. I know it. I just know it ain't for us. That's all I know. It ain't for us. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know what that word mean, pagan, let me know. But I know it ain't for niggas. You know what I'm saying? You said they got you again. What you talking about? Wow. Suspended? Wow. Wow. I did nothing wrong. Hello? Yo, we back? What's going on? Yo, do y'all see what I gotta go through? Are we back? Let me know. If we back, press one. Nigga, what? If we back, press one. Bro, I saw that. I saw that. Fuck you, Sacramento. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. I sound like Takashi now. I saw it on the screen, bro. It says stream suspended for policy violation. What? What? And yo, this is why I'm on my backup channel. What? Please tell me, what am I doing wrong right now? What am I doing wrong right now? What am I doing wrong right now? Can somebody tell me what I'm doing wrong right now? This is crazy. Oh shit. Yo. Yo. Yo, nigga. This is crazy. That's some new shit though. That's some new shit because I've never seen them. I've never seen YouTube suspend the stream live. I've never seen that. That's why I'll like do a live stream and then I'll immediately take the video down. Man, man. Should I? Yo, are we not allowed to talk about this, nigga? I think God fuck with God. All right, that's enough, Lowkey. Oh man. All right. Well, they should I keep playing this video or should I go into the next? I'm gonna go into the next video. I'm gonna go into the next video. I'm gonna go into the next video. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Dude, listen. Whatever. We laughing around, we joking. But do you see what just happened? I saw it. It said the stream was suspended for violating policy. For a policy violation. That's why they trying, allegedly, that's why they trying to get that bullshit up inside of you. Pause. Yo, y'all need to go watch this movie right here, man. I'm gonna drop this link to this video. Definitely check this video out. This is what I do. I don't really I watch real I use YouTube to study and I don't be watching dumb videos and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't niggas out here talking about some motherfucking the Locks versus Dipset. Neither of them motherfuckers, none of them Negroes give a fuck about you. I fuck with this nigga in this video because he give a fuck about me. He trying to wake me up. He trying to decode some shit. I give a fuck about people that give a fuck about me. Fuck all the other shit. Fuck, I look like a hoe ass nigga. All right, let's go into the next video. Because, yo, I don't know what's going on right now. I'm surprised the stream came back on. But, you know, this, the mama's boy, the mama's cooking agenda. The mama's cooking agenda, you know, and the mama's cooking a shoe drive scam. This guy, this 7-foot twat, he mentioned Q dogs. I don't know nothing about fraternities, so I said, let me do my research into fraternities. So we're gonna have a conversation about the fraternities, and this is a great video. I'm gonna drop the link so y'all can go check this video out. But this is just, you know what I'm saying, fire content right here, man. You know, and they got 35,000 views. So I'm gonna share. We're gonna watch this video together. I wish I had some drugs or liquor. Wow. Let's see if they fuck with me on this video too. So, like I said, the mama's boy, it's mentioning of Q dogs. Now, apparently, what is a Q dog? A Q dog is a motherfucker in the Omega Sci-Fi fraternity, and I guess it's the stage right before they become an Omega Man. It's the stage right before, you know what I'm saying? They become, a member. So it's a lot of talk about Kwame Brown. He's obviously working with Q Dogs, but I don't know. I'm not gonna come up here and lie. I don't know if Kwame Brown is a mega sci-fi. I don't know if Kwame Brown is what. The NBA is his own fraternity, but I don't know what fraternity, or even if he's, you know what I'm saying, he took an oath or he pledged to one. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not even gonna lie, because I'm not gonna come over here and lie on niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, but all I do know is Stephen A. Smith is Omega Sci-Fi, and you got Mama's Boy out here, working with and supporting people that are, you know what I'm saying, affiliated with the same fraternity. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You're talking a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, it's like, for all we know, that could be your fraternal brother. For all we know, you know what I'm saying? For all we know, you two motherfuckers could have had to do the same rituals, could have had to go through the same initiation. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, these people put that lodge before everything, right? So let's get into this. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Oh, fucked up. I forgot to. Hold on. All right, man, hold on.
Don't want you to get offended, but we do want you to hear the truth about what's behind the fraternities and the sororities. So as we can go ahead and we'll start from the Bible at Deuteronomy 13, 6 through 8.
And that passage says, if thy brother, thy son, thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go serve other gods, which thou hast not known, though nor thy fathers, namely of thy gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto them, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thy eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him. But thou shalt surely kill him. Thy hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people.
All right. Now, what I'm going to talk about now is how did it all get started, the fraternities and the sororities. There's a guy by the name of Prince Hall. He was the first African American member of the Freemasons. Um, while he was a member there, he learned many of their secret rituals and practices. He also founded the Black and Minority Heritage of Freemasonry, along with many of the well-known Black fraternity sororities that's going around today. But see, what he did was he passed along those secret rituals and practices from Freemasonry onto these different Black fraternities and sororities. All right. As you know, well, secret societies are the umbrella of darkness.
Hey, yo, don't this nigga right here on the left, don't this nigga look like a healthy Queen's Flip? Don't this nigga look like Queen's Flip if he lost the weight and shit? Kind of thing.
It's secret and really nothing too secret, nothing too good come out of being secret. All right. These secret societies entices people to worship other gods. All right, and basically the fraternities were started by Freemasons, the Order of the Eastern Stars, and the Skull and Bones. All right.
Yep. And so now these sororities and fraternities started, and the reasons they were started were five main reasons that they stated: to mentally subdue and
How this nigga Sacramento know so much about this shit? How this nigga know so much about this shit? Does that nigga make some? Does this nigga make some? Fucks up with this nigga.
spiritually enslave the person, and to pollute them spiritually, weakening their God-given power over Satan by relinquishing their rights to him. Also, to relay and pass down secret knowledge from ancient generations of evil and idol worshiping cultures. The third reason for the sororities and fraternities is to infiltrate government, financial, academic, social, and religious structures. And that's like all the people with the satanic knowledge would hold the leadership positions. Fourth, to prepare the world for the coming of the Antichrist by setting up a lineage of idol worshippers defiling the Most High. And finally, lastly, to unite people cross-culturally in an eventual war against the Most High. So these are the five reasons that these sororities and fraternities were established for this purpose, to go against God and his will for us. Now, the names of these sororities and fraternities, they all deal in the Greek nature. They're Greek letter fraternities and sororities, and their names are coming from things of the Greek nature. The Kappas, Kappa Alpha Psi, they pay homage to the Greek god Apollos or Thor, and that's who they are truly honoring. Like in the sororities and fraternities, they're considered frat brothers and frat soror sisters. Frat and soror means brother and sister. Now, who are their parents? Who are establishing them as brother and sister? These entities are governing over them are their mother or father of this particular sorority or fraternity. So Apollos is the father of the Kappas. And the Delta Sigma Theta, the Deltas, they serve and pay homage to the Roman elephantine goddess, the goddess of wisdom, Minerva, which also in other cultures is considered Isis and Athena. The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, they pay homage to the Sphinx and the sun god. And the Sphinx is half man, half wolf, I'm sorry, and half gargoyle. And that's who they pay homage to. The Q Dogs, they reverence Anubis, and that's the god of the underworld. He's like a genie, and they are half jackal and half man. That's why you would see the symbol when they throw their hands up to make like dog ears or what have you. And Zeta Phi Beta, the Zetas, they follow Bastet, and she's the goddess that is half cat and half woman, as well as half cow and half woman. Now, the AKAs, they pay homage to the Egyptian goddess Kotesh, and it means like law and house of law. And that's why you see this set up the way that they have their altars set up with the pillars and things like that. And the SG Rose, they reverence and pay homage to the goddess of truth, Mayat. And on their shield, they have a symbol of skull and bones, and the symbolic nature behind the skull and bones is death. So that's what they're portraying there. And now, these organizations were started, the original first Black organization in the Boule, if you're familiar with the Boule, and that's the top echelon of the sororities and fraternities for the Black African American sororities and fraternities, and that's Sigma.
Honest, my nigga. I'll be honest, my nigga. And it's all allegedly. But if we could find a way to to hand out smallpox blankets to all these boule niggas, we might be able to make some progress in this motherfucker. This motherfucker the cuck tucker sucker the fucker. Pause. The fuck? Smallpox blankets for all you sellout boule niggas. The boule bussy brunch. Starring Camel Face J and Dookie Diddy. Take that.
Pi Phi, and that's the black equivalency to the Skull and Bones. Now, these sororities and fraternities, they come in to infiltrate our minds and allow us to do idolatry worship.
Well, what we have to realize is that taking these pledges and these oaths is nothing. Is serious. It's nothing to take lightly. What you're doing is like you're dying and resurrecting yourself to be a part of this group. It's like you're dying to the old way of life and enter to a new way of life, and you're serving these gods or these false gods, pagan gods, unknowingly. You know, you might think it's just fun and games, but when you're doing those rituals and chants and stuff, you're opening yourself up to spiritual wickedness. And I know you might say, well, we have Christian values and built off Christian principles, but when you look into it, the rituals that is being done are steeped deeply in Egyptology. You know,
It's deeply rooted in that.
it's deeply rooted in it.
And voodoo and black's magic.
I'm gonna tell you how like what just how rigged YouTube is and just this whole shit. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful not like that, but I'm watching a nigga live earlier. This nigga is literally watching NBA TV on the live. He's literally showing NBA TV on the live. And the live didn't get fucked with. It didn't get taken down. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm over here showing videos of people just, you know what I'm saying, making, good content, and they fucking with the live. This shit is crazy. If anything, these niggas that's showing these clips of the NBA and real TV with licenses and shit, their shit's supposed to get taken down. I'm showing content, original content from content creators on the internet, on YouTube. And they won't fuck with the live. This shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy. It's like certain niggas get marked. Like how I feel on the internet, that's why I just don't even fucking make as much content as I used to, or I should. Because I feel like it don't matter what I do or what I say, whoever I have on, my shit is marked. YouTube is foaming at the mouth trying to get me to fuck off this shit. And the only thing I'm trying to do is build up my platform so I can move niggas somewhere else. I'm not even trying to fucking stay on it. You said don't delete it. Nigga, I'm gonna have to delete this shit. I'm gonna have to put on my Patreon. I can't leave shit up on my channel. Because the type of time YouTube is on now, YouTube is deleting my whole videos. I mean, YouTube is deleting my whole channel. With a warning. Nigga, YouTube sent me a warning. And at the same exact time, they deleted my whole channel. These niggas is not playing around. These niggas ain't playing, man. But you got motherfuckers literally using licensed content on YouTube and they can get away with that. What? Come on, man.
Dick.
And also you got to understand that when the Most High talks about Egypt in the word, Egypt is known as bondage. All right, it's a place of bondage. All right. So when you in these fraternities and sororities, no matter how good it sounds, no how good it is, you're in bondage because you put yourself to an oath with that group. All right.
You're pledging allegiance.
You're pledging allegiance to that group and nobody else but that group. All right.
When I was growing up, I never went to college. I was like, no, that whole shit is stupid. But when I was growing up and the whole, oh, everybody's joining fraternities just to party and get fucked up, and it just seemed that's really what it seemed like now that I'm looking back on it. Like niggas that went to college and joined these fraternities, it just seemed like they did that shit because they were desperate for pussy, a dick or some shit. They were desperate to fucking just, you know what I'm saying, vibrate on that on the lowest chakra, on that root chakra. You know what I'm saying? I've been getting pussy since I was 12 years old. I've been fucking pussy since I was 12 years old. Good, clean, low mileage pussy. So I didn't need like, bro. I went through my whole phase at fucking. I went. I think I like was done with my whole phase probably the time I was probably like 17, 18. You know what I'm saying? I was done. I fucked a lot of pussy, clean, wholesome, you know what I'm saying? Slutty pussy. And hey, I don't have no diseases. I can look back and pat myself on the back. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, my dick burnt once or twice. My dick was burning once or twice, but you know what I'm saying? You know, I guess God took care of it. It was God playing. He took care of me. He looked out. You know what I'm saying? That shit cleared up. You know what I'm saying? But I went so for these people that's joined, I know, man, I remember, when I was during that time and I'm talking to girls and they're like, "Oh, I'm thinking about joining a sorority." I'm like, bro, why the fuck would I join a fraternity to get my ass whooped? Like, what? I remember I was watching one of these movies, man. I don't even remember. But that whole hazing shit, it's just the gayest, weirdest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you gotta walk around naked and do this and just whole bunch of gay ass weird shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just one, like we were saying before, it's designed to just strip you the fuck down of who you are as an individual. It's designed to destroy your discernment and reprogram you. It's on the fucking alter carbon side of the gate. They're literally trying to wipe your conscious and they're trying to replace that shit, man. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. You got to be a crazy motherfucker to join a fraternity. You got to be fucking crazy because at the end of the day, like they said, the frats is the frat translates into the brother. The Soros translates into the sister. So brother and sister, but who's the parents? The parents are these deities and these entities and these demonic motherfuckers that you're the children of. If you belong to a fraternity, you are a child of a deity. A lot of these motherfuckers know that. A lot of these motherfuckers don't know that, at least going into it. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about the Q dogs. You talk about Omega Phi Psi or whatever the fuck it is. The Q dogs represent Anubis, right? So Anubis is, what is Anubis? The human body with the jackal head on the Beerus. It's so crazy. I mean, bro, you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up. How they put the mythology inside of fucking anime and cartoons and movies and commercials. They put ancient Egyptian Kemet mythology into everything. All the content that you watch is a ritual. All the content you fucking watch is ritual. You don't even, some people realize it. The majority of people on this motherfucker don't. It's crazy. I'll show you. I'm gonna show you the ritual that took place at the Dipset versus Locks versus. You can't make this shit up. I'm gonna get the picture ready.
Now we can go to the Bible. and read what is it,
Leviticus
Leviticus
5,
5,
1 and 4.
1 and 4.
hmm
Okay.
And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness, whether he hath seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity. Or if a soul touch any unclean thing, whether it be a carcass of an unclean beast, or a carcass of an unclean cattle, or the carcass of an unclean creeping thing, and it be hidden from him, he also shall be unclean and guilty. Or if a soul swear, pronouncing with his lips to do evil or to do good, whatsoever it be that a man shall pronounce with an oath, and it be hid from him, when he knoweth of it, then he shall be guilty in one of these.
Okay. And what do you get from that?
Well, basically, it's saying that if you don't know that you're doing this, that you're subjecting yourself to the will of these other gods, while you're under this oath, pledging this allegiance to this particular sorority or fraternity, then it's not going to be on you. However, once you find out the truth of the matter and the truth about that particular sorority or fraternity, and realize that, hey, I'm reverencing another god, then you need to denounce it immediately. You need to put it away.
Okay. Now let's go see what Yeshua or Messiah had to say about it in the Matthew 5 verses 33 and 37.
Yeah, it's Matthew 5:33 and
37.
37.
Yeah.
And he
All right, so this is the ritual that I caught at the verses. I didn't watch that shit, to be honest with you. Like, I saw a couple of clips, a couple of minute clips, but and I grew up, bro. I love Jada Kiss. You know what I'm saying? Love Camera. I grew up listening to this shit. I was indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? But I snapped out of it. Nothing is a coincidence, man. This right here. You got all these niggas holding up their hand like that. What deity holds up their hand just like that? What deity holds up their fingers just like that? I'll wait. Hello? 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 Anybody? Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Does anybody give a fuck about what I'm saying right now? I don't believe in coincidences. That's the same motherfucking hand gesture. How the fuck I close myself out the damn shit? Same hand gesture. Hello? Does anybody give a fuck about what I'm talking about? Same hand gesture. That's not a coincidence, bruh. That's not a coincidence, bruh. That's not a coincidence, bruh. Whatever. Whatever. Fuck the truth, nigga. Who gives a shit? Are you fucking kidding me? I fucking hate StreamYard, nigga. Fucking Jesus Christ. Dumb ass fucking shit, man.
whole process of pledging. And at the end of this presentation, we are going to leave you with just some Greek history about the crossing, whether it be paddles or little symbols of whatever they collect. You know, that they collect cats for the zetas and pyramids for the deltas and things like that. Those are all pagan, uh, idolatrous objects that should not be in your home, and it's violating one of the commandments.
Yes, it is. So we just pray that y'all listen to this and take it in and do your own research again. We only brushed over it a little bit, but um, we just want to let you know that even though you think it's Christian values and principles, on the secret side, and whether y'all know it or not, the rituals and practices that y'all perform come from ancient Egypt. All right.
You're chanting, you're doing voodoo, you're doing ritualistic things, especially with the crossing of the sands. Once you complete your whole rush process or pledge process, what you go through at the end when during the pinning ceremony and the crossing of the sands, um, that's very important in the whole process of pledging. And and at the end of this presentation, we are going to leave you with just some Greek history about the crossing of the sands and how the organizations, the 8 different sororities and fraternities, have gotten implemented within the crossing of the sands.
Okay.
And so we're going to end with 2 Corinthians 6:14-18. And that states, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath Christ with Baal? Or what part hath that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. As God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you."
All right. Now, before we do end this, I just want to say one more thing is that um, in Christianity, they push our children into joining these secret societies, these fraternities and sororities. I don't know whether the ministers or whatever knows the background truth, which they should. All right, when you're messing with these rituals, these sacred rites, these oaths and stuff, you're messing with Satan. All right,
Yes.
and that's just what it is. I'm sorry that that's what it is, but that's what it is. All right, this is something to talk about.
Talk about it.
Talk about it, y'all. We gonna talk about it, y'all. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to cover. I wanted to play the rest of this video about Jesus, but apparently YouTube's not having that. So that was movie night with Lowkey, man. Whenever I find videos that are interesting, like I said, it's not gonna be, these videos aren't gonna be. You got, they're not. You're not gonna agree with it 100%. Some of the information might even be, it might be misinformation, might be wrong information. It's just up to you to do your own research. You know what I'm saying, and come to your own conclusion. So I'm gonna hit y'all up later, man. It's Lowkey, and I say I am. I'm about to go play some Call of Duty or some shit. Fuck this.
Cat Williams, take one up one. It's two answers. First of all, let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well, I watched all of my friends throughout my entire life be able to dunk a basketball, but not me. So everybody can't do everything. So, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress wearing people before him. So now we have Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next. Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote. Well, as you can see, I've let it all go for quite some time, and a lot of that is just based upon the fact that I don't really know how to complain because all of the people that I ever looked up to had to go through it too. So I know how much they talked about Martin Luther King, and I know what they end up doing to him. I know this same story about Jesus and a few of my uncles. So now I know that if your mouth is really, really big and you try to tell the truth for a living and you like to air people out, hatred is coming your way. I didn't know it was going to be this type of hatred, but I'm concrete in all things because of He who strengthens me. So that doesn't mean I always make the right decisions, but I am going to stand by what I stand for, and I'm only continuing to do it because was looking for somebody who was doing it instead of me. And I just must have missed them. You know what I mean? So at some point you have to figure out what example are you trying to be. If it's just going to be you going to make it and live happily ever after and go off into the sunset, then that's what that is. Otherwise, you're on the front line of this battle. And those of us who understand that this is a part of what comes with it.